talking about mastering sales, but we are taking sales to the next level. It is your emotions that don't need to master you. You need to master your emotions. We got my
Yes,
bro from the
indeed.
creative community who's going to take this to the next level. He's one of our master trainers, one of our master salesmen that really focuses on marketing your business. I remember him saying we used to think advertising, promotion, marketing were all the same thing, but they all have a different component. On each platform, they all have a different approach. So we got to tap into the sales. I got my son here. He's our master entrepreneur. Yeah, tell him one, three, because that's the goal. We got to make sure that your business is simple as one, two, three. Because too many people, too many young divine masculines, they not hustling quick, right? You know what I'm saying? They on 4, 5, 3, but they need to be on 1, 2, 3, right? So
Mm.
1, 3 is how simple your business needs to be. So it needs to be simple though, but not easy, right? So that's what we want to talk about: simple, not easy. So let's get into the questions. I know one question we had is when we talk about mastering sales and mastering emotions. Talk to us. What do you believe the people need to master in order to master that particular aspect?
Well, we talked about it a little bit before in, I believe, our first conversation, but now I can go into it with detail, like self-awareness. I think oftentimes there's a misinterpretation of what we need to do, like you said, whether it be emotional well-being or practical sales. The root of that is self-awareness. We're all in different places. We all got access to different people. We all got different gifts. And the society we live in America, it'd be like everybody's supposed to do the same thing. It's like a cookie cutter or like a one size fit all method, and it don't really work like that. So that's what I recognize as far as what I've observed as, like you said, some of the issues or the challenges. Would you like me to go into some solutions for it, or you just was asking the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Talking them woke talk, talking that truth, man. And so, when it comes to the creative community, what is one of the aspects you've seen that people need to master in order to take them to that next level?
Um, I mean, like, I guess that element of self-awareness is what needs to be mastered. I don't think people be knowing what's going on with themselves. I don't really think they take inventory or time out to really ask themselves those type of questions. And mind you, as I'm saying this right now, I feel like I'm even being redundant, but I realize it's not, because for me, it's common practice to be introspective and reflect on things, meditate on them. But I'm recognizing, man, like that, like through being in the creative community, I had a physical location for about 4 years, and then I've been climbing into the digital entrepreneurship more. And I'm just realizing people go a long time without even asking these questions to themselves, like, what's really going on with them as an individual.
That's big. That's big. What I'm hearing is you got to make sure that you're reviewing, you're constantly auditing yourself, making sure that you're on the right direction. Sometimes we don't make sure we're trending towards the right direction, and that's one of the big things in sales. And so when we're talking about sales, to my brother's point, we're always thinking about first whether you're selling a product or a service. And so kind of break down the two. So what would be some of the difference? What would be some examples of some products? What would be some examples of some services? If you don't mind asking.
Yeah. So my philosophy on how to separate the two is like services are things that you normally have to complete. You have to do the work. You got to show up. Products are things that you can create, and then you don't have to create again and again necessarily after you've created them. So if you want to sell 1,000 jackets, you make 1,000 jackets, and then you got to have your operations to get it sold. But just for the sake of your question, what's the difference between a product and a service? A service you normally have to fulfill. A product, it just needs to be sold. So I actually have both. I have products and services. A lot of my services are, like, for example, a consultation, a meeting, doing camera work, things like that. I got to show up and do those things versus like products. Like, I made this hat. If I create a digital product, those things just need to be sold after they've been created. Once you create a service, you still actually have to fulfill the service. So I can create a course and sell it without any of my attendance. But if the course says that I'm going to be in attendance, it just became a service. So sometimes it can kind of it can blur the line. So, you know, that was a great question, because sometimes you can sell a product and still have to fulfill a service. But philosophically, I like to distinguish the two by just simplifying it and saying one you have to fulfill and one you do not.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So good. So we got to make sure that we are figuring out which one we are offering the world, right? Is it our product? Is it our service? And the key thing here is making sure that you recognize that you have value, right? And the difference between value and price, right? Because that's one big thing when it comes to sale is sometimes we conflate the two. We have to be able to present to people our features and our benefits of whatever product or service that we're offering. So when we say features and benefits, we have to first say what is the feature of this aspect. For example, Lovepreneurship, one of the features that you get is 9 monthly calls. You get 9 monthly calls, 9 monthly strategy calls that ends up working as a therapy, a business therapy for you and your family. And so one of the benefits of that is you don't have to go through this Lovepreneurship journey alone, right? You get to have a community who can actually tap into you, can help pick you up, can check to see and audit and agree to see where you're going, where you're at. Because too many creators have to create in a vacuum, right? They got to create by themselves. They don't get to know or see if what they're creating will actually be received properly before they even give it time. You know, a lot of times we don't even have the finances to give our products, our services time in the market is what we're saying. So we have to find new ways, creative ways to be able to test our products, test our marketing, test our ideas safely. And so part of that is what we're presenting today, which is a community, right? A group of people who have already done the work, who have already seen what does work in the market, what doesn't work in the market, as well as also looking into your business, because every business is different, every nonprofit is different, every charitable cause is different. And so it has to be easy as one. Three, because if it's not that easy, then even a baby may not be able to follow, right? You got to make your business simple so that the son, the legacy that you're doing this for will follow, right? Because you were told to get a good job, but never explained how to own your time, to get into save for the future, but never showed you how to create a future where you're saving for. So now here you are building a life, raising a child, trying to break the cycle so they don't struggle like you did. And that's why you've chosen to be a master salesman or saleswoman, right? Because if this already resonates with you, you're in the right place. So this is exactly how we felt. You know, me and my bro, and my wife, me and my bro Terrence as well. You know what I mean? How I felt, he and his wife has felt. You know, this is how a lot of us on the social journey has felt as we've taken ourselves to the next level. And how we made that transition is by believing in one another, by investing in one another, by making sure that we ask the right questions, by not being afraid. Exactly, exactly. We got to be able to speak out the truth, because we have to recognize that school didn't teach us about love and entrepreneurship on purpose, right? And success, right? So school prepared us for a job, not for wealth, right? School taught us to work for others, with our partner. School taught us to seek approval, not to trust our divine path. School taught us to chase money, not to attract wealth. School taught us, didn't teach us the power of partnership straight up. You know, school conditioned us to fear, not faith. You actually just shared a story about some of the conditions school has forced some of your past homies into. You feel me? So school has conditioned us to choose fear over faith. School trained us to be replaceable, build a legacy, right? And so school taught you to follow, not to lead. And so if you're here right now listening to this, thinking about being in sales, thinking about your product or service, you're a leader. You're a leader in life. You're a leader in this world. And you have something that the world needs. You have to do a better job marketing yourself, selling yourself, and taking yourself to the next level. You have to unapologetically be clear with what it is you're offering the world every day. Be unapologetic about the content, right? And how it benefits those who you're speaking to. Because what you're selling should be able to sell itself, right? What you're selling should be able to sell itself, right? And that's part of the key of being a master salesman. You have to do the research to find out what will already resonate with you. So talk to us, Brother Terrence, about what are some of the things that you do to see if a product or service.
You said so I can see if a product or service does what now?
Resonates in the market.
Got you. I mean, I feel like this is a super simple one that just like once again, it's like people overlook it, and it's so simple. I use social media. Like social media is so powerful. Like people used to have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on television campaigns, and now you can like literally get that immediate direct feedback from your consumers, your audience, your viewers, your competitors. Like you can get all that feedback, and then they give you a whole data page. Like you get a whole analytics page. So I at least start there. You know what I mean? I always start there. Now I have my iterations and my own special strategies, if you will. But I'll even say that the culture of it is more important, right? What I'm looking for, like that's super important. So those are the first two things I would say. You know, is like use social media and be mindful of what you're looking for, because that goes back to my initial point. Like, don't come into entrepreneurship with the same one size fit all employment mindset. So let me start back over, right? Don't come to entrepreneurship with that same one size fits all employee mindset where it's like, all right, we're looking for KPIs and we're looking for watch time and we're looking for all of this. Like, it's like, okay, we're mindful of that. But if you want to make something extraordinary and sell something, like you said, that's going to take it to the next level, you got to have a different offer. You have to have something exceptional. You have to be able to distinguish yourself and how you were able to carve that lane out, on your own. So the culture of what you're looking for is super important, because, it could derail you. It could send you in a path that don't got nothing to do with the destination you really want to reach.
Amen, bro. Amen, bro. It's all about that destination. That's one of the takeaways I just heard from what you just said, what you just finished on, was if you start with that end in mind, you know what I mean, it'll take you to the next level. And so definitely let's keep on that train right there. When it comes to the end in mind, what do you find is easier to do as it relates to a product or service? Is it better to start with the end in mind with a product, or start with the end in mind with a service? If you don't mind?
I don't think I look at it that way. That's why I'm hesitating. I think what I always look at is just like what I need to solve for myself. So does that qualify as one of the two things you just mentioned?
I can see that. I can see that. That's a fair answer. It's kind of more so based on what they need. It can either be a product or a service.
Yeah. It really just comes down to like what's needed. And sometimes, like you just said, going back to the initial question you asked, I'm not always entirely sure what others need from asking them, because if they knew, they probably already went and found it. So it's hard to ask people what they need if they're in need.
That's
So I
true.
usually start with what I need. Those are the products and services I create, are like the things that I need, or something that someone asks me to create. Like if you ask me specifically, then I'll begin to inquire what resources I have to put it together. Like I'll use an example to make it more clear. Um, so I had a website for the last 18 months on Squarespace, and recently I learned that Stan Store had the ability to provide everything that I'm doing at a fraction of the price and the presentation better. So that's what I went and acquired. And once I acquired it and used it, I started creating content around that, like what I created, why I created it. And I also now have an affiliate link to use that product. You feel me? So it's like now I can make money if people like what I'm doing with it, or have the same destination or need, or the destination or same problem that they need to solve. So I usually just start with me. And then if I find that the feedback for what I've solved for myself is meaningful to others, then I just scale it. You feel me? Like I'll just scale it once other people see that they like it. But I still got my own things. It's things I'm still trying to level up and do. So I use that. And then now I'll give it a flip side just because I don't want this to be a one-sided perspective as if that always works. Sometimes what I need ain't what everybody needs. So those are the things I don't scale or continue to spend a lot of time creating like a product around or a service. So for example, like recently I was doing direct to consumer technologies for my music because that's how I like to make money off my music. And a lot of people are indifferent with streaming, but they're not confident in going direct to consumer. So just because that solved my problems and I'm an advocate and enthusiast of it, I started to recognize that a lot of people didn't want that solution particularly. They want to solve the problem of how to benefit and master streaming platforms. That's the solution that they want or what they would need. And that's not the product or service that I provide. So I had to like put that offer inside of another offer so that it, it still had value, but I knew it wasn't what was in demand. So maybe one day I'll pull it out. Maybe in a few years when it becomes more relevant, it had already been made. I can pull it out later. But that's just some inference on like, sometimes using yourself as a compass isn't going to immediately, get you what you're looking for. But like you already have it in your tool belt, and then you can always just go on to something else. And then eventually, I think you'll recognize what people need from you that you have.
That's so good, bro. That's so good, bro. From what I'm hearing there is, using yourself as that product tester. That's actually definitely in line with what my bro Ivan says on a lot of our master emotional intelligence in trading. Because the example he gave was if you want to start trading and you're not necessarily sure which companies to invest in, all we have to do is start with companies that we're already using. Go into your bathroom, look at the companies that you've invested in already in real life. That's another way to utilize trading. And to your point, another way to also utilize to look at the product services that you should offer the world, right? Is another way to look at that is the product and services you're already purchasing, you're already invested in, you're already taken to the next level. That's such a great way to look at the world because it does say to you your interest and it already says where you're spending your money. It also reveals too that we have the money to do the business. Because many times we will pretend as if it's too cost intensive, like we don't have anything coming in, or as if we've never purchased a thing before when it comes to our business. But when it comes to everyone else's business, everyone else's opportunity, when it comes to going on a vacation or a friend's trip, we'll drop racks, we'll drop thousands, we'll go at the drop of a dime for a moment, for something that fades away, for something that won't last too long. But when it comes to investing in ourselves, in our business, our visions, we hesitate. And so that's what we're here to really get at, to really solve where that issue is. As a people, we don't we as a people are afraid of rejection. Talk to him, brother. One, you right? 1, 2, 3. You got to make sure your steps are simple as 1, 2, 3. Right? So let's talk to that step. Step 1 is mindset reset. Right? You're right. Step 2 is money and communication mastery. Tell them step 3. Good job. Branding and digital presence. Right? Step 4 is making money daily. Step 5, they heard you. Step 5, working together without tension. Step 5 is working together without tension. And so that's what we're doing every day. We give our buddy practice, making sure that he gets out to that focus, getting to that world where we've seen us talking that truth. Step 6 is business automation and passive income. Step 7 is social media sales and high converting funnels. 8 is avoiding burnout and peace. Step 9 is long-term wealth and legacy building. And so this is going to take us to the next level. Each of these steps 9 or steps 1 through 9, we review for your monthly strategy calls. So each, for that month, we're going to have a plan, right? And this is what we talk about, right? Again, I know you may not be able to have every meeting, right? But the focus is making sure that you are your father kind of stepped into the business. So you got to be focused on commitment, consistency, and care, which leads to that fourth C, which is connection. Remember, because return grows over time, return protection. So again, that's why our son is on the Lovepreneurship program. Because what is a lovepreneur? A lovepreneur is someone that is a mompreneur, a dadpreneur, entrepreneur, ultimately making family business. So we talk about family business because we're going against those lies. We were told that family and business don't mix when we actually see that the world is run by family business. And so we got to be wiser than that. We can't be afraid of being able to take ourselves to the next level, right? So mompreneur, transition coaching it. So we're also partnered up with our doula. We got a doula, Divinora doula, guiding parents into homeschooling, digital business, and financial independence. And one piece that people are really loving is the grant piece. We only submit one grant a month, so that is another reason to join the Lovepreneurship. You get a grant submitted on your behalf, as well as 9 proposals specific to the person that you want to send to. We also can be there for those meetings. Reach out to them depending on how engaged you want us to be or how engaged you want us to reach out to them. Everybody has a different approach. And so we try to reach that based on how they want to approach their business and how they want their business to look. Not everybody's able to be that master salesman. Some people kind of want that chill sale. So it's okay, but we just always give them the full scope of the best way to sell. And within that, they get to choose what's best for them. So that's the key on us taking us to the next level. That's the key on us taking us to the next level, where sacred union meets financial freedom, a new paradigm for power couples and purpose-driven entrepreneurs. The greatest love stories are not just about romance; they're about something eternal. The greatest leaders, visionaries, and wealth builders throughout history understood one thing: love is a force for creation, not just the creation of family, but creation of wealth, purpose, and legacy. If you've been searching for a way to build a thriving business without sacrificing your relationship, create multiple streams of income so money flows freely, the legacy that will outlive you, then this is your divine formation. This is lovepreneurship. Step into your divine assignment and dip and join that sales team, right? Lovepreneurship is more than just a business, it's a divine calling. So why is lovepreneurship different? Because it aligns us with the highest spiritual principles of abundance, stewardship, and sacred partnership. So through wealth, wisdom, building, and divine protection, we're going to take ourselves to the next level. And so one thing we're really focused on before we close out on the flow is really just making sure that we tell people about the creative community and the creative essentials, because that's one of the keys that's going to make it easier for them to sell, is selling as a community and selling as a group. So talk to the people about the benefits of joining our creative community and how we can take up to the next level.
Well, I appreciate that, because today I actually woke up randomly, right? And I got a sale for a meeting, and I'm like, I didn't even generate that lead. Like, where did I get that lead from? I don't even know who this person was. I didn't recognize the name. And then I found out later it was a referral. So that's something that I want to let y'all know. It's like, man, once y'all get tapped in, you're going to have, there's going to be too many opportunities, right? You know what I mean? I really want to speak to that, because like oftentimes, man, we be swearing we be needing so much stuff, but it already all be in the room, especially when people, curate a room and keep the room going. That our digital community for the creative community has been going for about 2 years now. And mind you, all of those people were already nurtured from the media platform Newports and News I created. You feel me? So it was like just really deepening that relationship and really finding those true enthusiasts of community and creativity from the media platform, because we cover a whole bunch of people. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I really want to talk about today, is like, once you in the creative community, you're going to have everything you need. You're going to have all the people you need. And then the role that I play essentially is just showing what it looks like to do things like as a pioneer. So it's not really on me to get the biggest results. There's people who have better results than me using some of the systems that I've shown. There's people who got larger followings and better podcasts. And like, there's people who've been able to use my information. When I say better, I mean in their own regard, as far as like what they could accomplish with that, and what I would even subscribe to say is better, right? I'm like, they doing better. Like, so I'm just like a really advocate and an organizer And then once you get in there, you really can do your own thing. As far as the features that you mentioned earlier and the benefits, I try to make the benefits, not even try, I've made the benefits stand out because the features are very minimal, right? It don't take a lot to get a lot if what you given is potent, right? And what we doing is potent in that, John. So it's like you have 4 calls during the month with me, specifically me, right? When you're ready to go to that level, because the creative community is there for you to just, at your own pace. But when you want to go to the next level, you get 4 calls with me. And then you also get some of the course curriculum that I always update and create, which basically is like all the digital tools I use, all the mindset shifts, all of the YouTube channels, just all the stuff that I use to stay on another level. I'm gonna just get that to you. You feel me? So the prices on that change. You know what I mean? Whether I like work with other people, and we have a specific like entry platter. You know what I mean? An entree for y'all called the Creative Essentials, like you mentioned earlier, which is all of the digital products, like we talked today. They're all the digital products pretty much in one place for you. You know what I mean? All of the, so that what's included is the creative course, as well as a unique document called the Creative Essentials that I made just for these viewers and people a part of this community, because I know it will be more relative to what outcome people would like. And then also, you've added some value as well to your Lovepreneur course. And what is it? It's more than a product, right? It's like a cohort. It's like a community, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm actually now a part of that as well. So that's what the creative community provides, man. It's like tentacles. It's gonna take you places. And it's as simple as joining a Discord that we have, a group, which is a group chat. A Discord is a group chat. Those 4 calls and some material that you can learn at your own pace. And that's gonna take you to where you need to be at. You're gonna definitely see a tremendous difference after you've experienced that.
Hey man, you hit it on the head. We're offering a product that has services that you need. You know what I mean? And so, to your point, there's ways to layer what you do for your people. And so, we're multi geniuses. We have different facets of our business. We have different interests. And so, instead of leaving our interests, leaving our personality on the outside, we bring our personality, our interest into our business and into the things that we sell every day. And so, we're just encouraging more people to do the same. Don't be afraid of selling your business. Don't be afraid of selling your offer. Don't be afraid of providing value to this world, because the world is surely in need of value, surely in need of more families, surely in need of more people who actually care about taking themselves to the next level and raising the youth in a much more healthy and righteous way. So it's all a reason, a way that we have to do it in order to be able to more enlighten and elevate ourselves to the next level. So don't be afraid of selling. Don't be afraid of being that lovepreneurship, that lovepreneur, and don't be afraid to join the creative community, because too many people are doing life by themselves, right? We have to do life together. We have to do life in unity. And so on that note, bro, you got anything you want to close out the people with?
Yeah, if you want to create your own of what we're discussing, like I said, Stand Store. I got a link in my store. If you want to start your own Stand Store, I'll help you with that if you need help. Um, and I'm pretty sure you can handle the links on all of that. You know what I mean? But even when he puts my store in there, just look at the bottom and it'll be right there. It'll say start your own Stand Store for free. You can even start for free for like 2 weeks, so you ain't even got to pay nothing. You don't like it, then just get off of it. You know what I mean? So that's all. That's all I got.
Amen, amen. That's it, that's it. And on that note, we're gonna close out. We're looking to do more lives for the creative community. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all tap in with y'all childpreneur. Make sure y'all take care of the youth. They watching us, so we gotta take ourselves to the next level. They gotta know what we do so that they can pick up the torch and pass the baton. On that note, keep it going, keep being a lovepreneur.
Yeah.